All right, let's kick this off with a bang. You know that voice in your head? The one that's clinging to the old you, singing lullabies of comfort while suffocating your dreams? Guess what? It's time to betray that sucker. That's right. The first act of power is self-betrayal. You feeling uncomfortable yet? Good. Success isn't for the timid. It's for the rebels. The ones brave enough to ditch their past self. You ready to turn traitor on your own mediocrity? Let's roll. Let's dish some real talk on Oprah. It's like flipping channels through her life. From a nightmare childhood to becoming a bloody media queen. She could have been another sad story, but no, she flipped the script. She committed treason against the version of herself that was clinging to those chains. She didn't just step out of her comfort zone, she torched it. You gonna stay stuck or torch yours too? Picture J.K. Rowling sitting in cafes broke as hell, scribbling The Boy Who Lived. But really, she was writing her own rebirth. She had to kill off the J.K. who thought poverty was her destiny. And what happened next? She birthed a world so magical, it converted skeptics into believers. It wasn't just literary magic, it was life's magic. You ready to write your next chapter, or are you still rewriting the same old page? Ever heard of Malcolm X, the street hustler turned global icon? His life was like a gritty urban novel, and he rewrote his story with a pen dipped in revolution. Ditching his past wasn't just an act of survival, it was an act of creation. He became the change he wanted to see. Ever thought about what could happen if you took a machete to your stagnant self and carved out a new path? What's stopping you, huh? So here's the deal. Self-loyalty can suffocate your evolution. It's like clinging to a damn anchor while screaming you want to fly. The comfort, the ego, that's what's keeping you in a loop. Authentic power demands betrayal of the weakest parts of you. You gotta be ruthless with your own complacency. You willing to go rogue against your own comfort today? Success ain't a straight line. It's messy, like a soap opera plot twist. It's about firing your current self and hiring a new badass version. Feeling betrayed by who you've been? Good. That's the point. Evolution demands casualties. You ready to make room for the fiercest version of you? Or you gonna let comfort be your killer? Stop waiting for a sign. This is it. If Oprah, J.K., and Malcolm showed us anything, it's that real power comes from self-betrayal. They didn't just break free, they exploded onto new paths. What about you? You gonna keep living your rerun, or are you gonna pull a plot twist for the ages? Time to write a new ending, one that electrifies. You ever think about Gandhi as a lawyer? Yeah, the dude who took down the British Empire with peace was once playing their game, wearing the suit, speaking their language, but one day he looked in the mirror and thought, nah, this ain't it. He didn't just change lanes, he built a whole new highway. You feel me? Imagine what you could do if you ditched the rules you wrote for yourself yesterday. Elon Musk, the PayPal guy turned space cowboy. Let that sink in for a second. He ditched comfort like a bad habit. You think those rockets were going to build themselves while he stayed in his Silicon Valley cocoon? Nope. He tore down who he was to become who he's meant to be. What's stopping you from launching your next chapter into orbit? Remember Oprah from the talk show days? Great, but that wasn't enough for her. She looked at her past. It wasn't pretty. It was damn rough, and said, I'm not you anymore. That's brave. She murdered the narrative the world expected her to live, and now she's got the keys to her empire. Do you have the guts to break the chains of your own storyline? Now let's talk about you. It's easy to cling to what's familiar, even if it's just a life sentence in disguise. Ask yourself, who do you need to betray today to unleash the beast within? Yeah, it sounds harsh, but sometimes evolution requires revolution. Who's getting fired first? Is it the critic living rent-free in your head? You think comfort is your friend. Nah, it's a trap. A velvet prison keeping you warm and stagnant. Picture comfort as a sly enemy whispering sweet nothings while sabotaging your dreams. It's time to exile comfort and embrace the chaos of growth. Are you ready to burn the bridges to nowhere? Take this moment right now and imagine who you've always wanted to be. Feel their power, their fearlessness. Now here's the kicker. What if that version of you is just one bold choice away? All you need to do is commit a little treason against today's you. It's risky, sure, but playing it safe is a slow death, isn't it? Your ego, it's that annoying friend who keeps you small, keeps you nice and tidy in a box labeled average. Rip that label off, shred the box, get messy, get real. If your ego's not screaming, you're not pushing hard enough. Will you let it dictate your destiny, or will you stage a coup and take control? The wildest dreamers, the game changers, they didn't just dabble, they went all in. Full betrayal of their old selves, no regrets. You think you're ready to join that club? You better be, because there's no going back to small-town thinking once you've tasted the thrill of transformation. Got that fire burning inside yet? Good, because it's your turn to make headlines. When they ask what happened to the old you, tell them you've upgraded. Tell them it's high treason, but who cares? You're rewriting your destiny and turning whispers of doubt into cheers of triumph. You in? You ever felt that itch, that nagging feeling you're made for more? But then, boom, life hits, and you cling to the old you like a security blanket. Why? Because comfort is seductive. It whispers sweet lies telling you this is enough. But what if I told you the key to all that success you crave demands a betrayal, a savage breakup with your current self? Elon Musk, the guy blasting cars into space, didn't get there by sticking to the script. PayPal was great, sure, but he saw himself in rocket ships and electric cars. Not exactly small dreams, right? He trashed the old Elon and dived headfirst into the unknown. Now he's not just known, he's legendary. What's that telling you? Maybe your comfort zone is actually your enemy. Think about Muhammad Ali. Born Cassius Clay, but he didn't like that story, so he wrote a new one. Changed his name, defied the draft, and paid the price with a boxing ban. The world was like, wait, what? But guess what? It made him immortal. Sometimes self-betrayal is your ticket to immortality. Are you ready to write your own legend? And then there's Oprah. From a troubled past to ruling the media world like a queen, she had every reason to quit, to stay small. Instead, she burned that version of herself to ashes and rose up unrecognizable and unstoppable. That's the power of rejecting the narrative you've been handed. Imagine what that could mean for you. Here's the truth bomb. Loyalty to the person you've been is a trap. It's cozy, it's familiar, and it's holding you captive. You think your ego and identity are your buddies? Ha! They're the chains keeping you from soaring. You've got to shed that skin. Fire yourself. Step into the chaos and rebuild from the ground up. Picture this. Your current self is like a bad boyfriend who keeps you stagnant. Sure, he's familiar, but he's not good for you, so what do? You break up brutally. You trade him for a version of you that's itching to conquer, to dominate. Look in the mirror. Are you seeing the best you can be, or the version who's stopping you? Every big shot out there, all those names you know, had to kill their former selves. They didn't just improve, they declared war on their limitations. You think they asked for permission? No chance. They just did it. They leapt into the unknown, guns blazing. Now tell me, are you ready to fire the old you? When you're in the trenches of self-doubt, when every step forward feels like an earthquake, remember this, you're not doing it alone. Ali did it, Musk did it, Oprah did it, and now it's your turn. Time to betray the old you and unleash the legend you're meant to be. Are you in, or will you let the old you drag you under? Enough talk. Time for action. Look at your comfort. Stare down your identity and say, not today. It's high treason and it feels like freedom. You're not here to blend in. You're here to stand out, to be the story everyone whispers about with awe. Betray the weak and embrace the powerful you. Let's get raw. You ever wonder why you just can't break through? Like there's this invisible chain strapped to your ankle, and every time you try to run towards greatness, you get yanked back? It's because the current you is holding the keys, and guess what? They're locked away in a closet of comfort and old habits. Time to pick that lock and unleash a new beast. Think about Marie Curie. She didn't just break the mold, she smashed it with a sledgehammer. She ignored the whispers telling her to stay in her lane, a woman in her time sticking to safe roles. But guess what? She swerved. She chased the unknown, radioactivity, something that could have been her downfall. Yet she turned it into 2 freaking Nobel Prizes. Imagine being told you couldn't, and then you do it twice over. Let that sink in. Malcolm X. Now there's a guy who didn't just flip the script, he rewrote the entire damn book. From a street hustler to a powerhouse in civil rights, he didn't settle for being the man he was. He killed off the old Malcolm, straight up assassinated that role, and emerged as a voice that roared through history. Ask yourself, are you ready to silence the old you that's got nothing but doubt on repeat? Here's the kicker. Oprah Winfrey. She had every reason to play the victim, to let her tragic past be the headline of her life story. But nah, she said, not today, Satan. She tore up that script, fired the director, and became the star of her own saga. From a rocky start to the queen of media, she didn't just escape her past, she obliterated it. Can you even imagine the guts it takes to tell your sob story, to get lost and then write a bestseller of success? Why the hell are you clinging to the you of yesterday? That version didn't get you here because they're too busy throwing a pity party for one. You've got to betray every ounce of comfort and identity you're holding onto like a lifeline. It's not a lifeline, it's a lead weight. Why not cut it loose and see just how high you can soar? Comfort's a sweet talker, whispering, stay here, stay safe, but it's lying straight to your face. It's not safety, it's a slow death. And your ego, it's the co-conspirator telling you you've done enough. You haven't even started. You think greatness is a guest at the door waiting for you to open it? Nah, you gotta kick it open, betray every voice telling you to sit down and shut up. Picture this, a world where the strongest, most powerful version of you is in charge, where you make rules, not excuses. It's not fiction, it's a choice, and it starts with treason. Are you ready to launch a revolution against the mediocre you, or are you going to keep playing it safe, hoping something magical happens? Spoiler, it won't. You've got to make the magic happen, one bold betrayal at a time. All right, let's cut the crap. Are you still clinging to that old, tired version of you? The one who makes excuses and stays in their comfort zone? Newsflash, comfort zones are where dreams go to die. Steve Jobs got booted from his own company, Apple. You think he wallowed in self-pity? Hell no. He gave the finger to his former self, built Next, bought Pixar, and came back to Apple like a phoenix on steroids. Are you ready to torch your old identity and rise from the ashes? Imagine Oprah Winfrey, a kid who faced more darkness than daylight. You think she was going to let a troubled past dictate her future? Nope. She looked her demon straight in the eye and said, not today, Satan. Fast forward, she's breaking barriers, minting new media empires, and redefining the concept of influence. The question is, are you ready to redefine yourself, or are you still dancing with your doubts? Marie Curie, a woman in a world that told her what she could or couldn't do. You'd think societal norms could have shackled her, but she said, watch this. She didn't just crack the ceiling. She blew the damn roof off and snagged not one, but 2 Nobel Prizes. The moral, the status quo is just that. Status, not a sentence. So when are you going to defy the odds and rewrite your own rules? Let's talk betrayal, not the kind that gets you on a reality TV show, but the kind that's necessary for greatness. Feel like your own life is a vicious cycle? That's because it is, as long as you stay loyal to that version of you that plays it safe. Greatness demands betrayal, the kind that forces you to step out of the only role you've ever known and into the one you're scared to even imagine. Are you ready to fire the manager of mediocrity in your mind? Time to give him the pink slip and take on the role of your own personal hero. Fire your inner critic, betray your doubts, and rebuild yourself from the ruins. Only then can you conquer whatever corner of the world you're eyeing. But hey, it's your call. Stay stagnant or start the revolution. Which will it be? Listen up, because this is where it gets juicy. We're talking full-blown metamorphosis, the kind that turns caterpillars into butterflies and dreamers into doers. Betray the comfort, the lies, the excuses. Take the daggers of criticism and cut yourself loose. Success isn't a gift, it's a conquest, and conquest demands sacrifice. Ready to sacrifice the you that's been in charge for far too long? Ever notice how heroes in stories always have to face their dark past before they reach their glory? That's not just some Hollywood trope. It's the real deal. So are you ready to face yours? Dive into the drama of your own life. Make it a blockbuster by turning your mess into your message. You think you're the only one who can't get it right? Think again. The legends are the ones who use their failures as their foundation. What's going to be your foundation? Mediocrity or mastery? Picture this. You're standing on the edge of a cliff. Comfort zone behind you, endless possibilities in front. But here's the catch. You've got to betray who you are to leap forward. Can you stomach that? It's not just about changing. It's about declaring war on who you were yesterday. Scary? Hell yeah. Necessary? Absolutely. Think you're safe in your little bubble of consistency? Ask Elon Musk. One day he's telling you how PayPal is the future, the next he's shooting rockets into space. Wait, what? Exactly. Elon didn't just flirt with change, he married it. He turned his back on his software roots to become the guy who dares to dream in Mars-sized proportions. Do you have the guts to burn your past success for something bigger? Let's talk about Gandhi. The man didn't just trade his lawyer's suit for a Gandhi cap, he flipped the script on an empire. Wait, did you just think, how on earth? That's the point. He saw his comfy life and said, nah, there's more to me than this. Are you willing to shatter your own mirror and see what else you can become? Muhammad Ali didn't just change his name, he rewrote his life story. Imagine the balls it takes to say, I won't go fight your war when you know the cost could be your career. Ali got banned, but he didn't just take a knee, he rose stronger. Can you declare your independence from fear, knowing it might cost you everything? Ask yourself, what part of you needs a funeral? You can't drag dead weight into a future that demands you to fly. Your comfort is the coffin where dreams go to die. Brutal? Maybe. But staying stuck isn't an option when greatness is calling. Ready to ditch the old you? Every legend started as a rebel. Yeah, you heard me. They committed the ultimate form of treason against their past selves. They took the life they knew and flipped the bird at it. Can you imagine the audacity? That's what you've got to do. Turn traitor to your old habits, your old life. Are you ready to be the villain in your own story if it means becoming the hero in another? Here's the thing about change. It's messy and loud, like a breakup song blaring at full blast. But every tear, every shattered part of your old self, it's worth it. Because when the dust settles, you've got a clean slate. And that, my friends, is pure power. Ready to let the chaos out? Success demands you ditch your love me as I am mindset. It's about watch me become who I've always meant to be. You gotta fire the old you. No severance, no apologies. Are you up for the promotion to a version of yourself that scares you a little? Because that's where the magic happens. Here's the truth bomb. You've got a dark passenger. Your old self whispering, stay here, it's safe. But greatness is a journeyman, forever in motion. So what'll it be? Stay put and fade out, or betray that whisperer and light up the world? The power to choose is yours. So what's your next move? In the end, it's not about being liked. It's about being remembered. Want a legacy or just a life? That's the question. Every great person, every story worth telling begins with a betrayal. So ask yourself, are you ready to betray your past for a future that demands you become everything you ever dreamed? Because if you are, the world is yours. Let's hear that war cry. Ever hear of Gandhi? Yeah, the guy with the round specs and endless wisdom. But before he was the icon, you know, he was just another lawyer in the British system. Stuck, doing the same old legal dance until, bam, he flips the script, ditches the suit, and becomes a force that shatters empires. Wait, what? Right, Gandhi betrayed his lawyer self to become a legend. Are you ready for your transformation? Think about Oprah. She wasn't always the queen of everything. Once she was a little girl facing challenges that would bury most of us. But did she stay that way? Hell no. She defiantly ripped apart the chains of her past and rebuilt herself into a juggernaut of media. Oprah didn't just break the mold, she torched it. How far are you willing to go to break free? Marie Curie didn't just dip her toes into science. She cannonballed in and made waves. When society rolled its eyes at a woman in science, she said, "Watch me." She turned her back on societal chains and discovered elements, literally. 2 Nobel Prizes later, and we're still in awe. Are you ready to defy the limits others set for you? Here's the real talk. The self that got you here won't get you there. Your comfort zone, it's a trap. It's a velvet coffin, and staying loyal to it is the ultimate betrayal. You're holding a gun to your evolution, and the trigger is comfort. Ready to put the old you out of its misery? The enemy of greatness isn't failure. It's familiarity. We cling to it like a life raft even as it sinks. Why? Because change is terrifying. But what's scarier? Regret. Picture the life you want. Now what part of you needs to go to make room for that reality? Time to kill the comfort. You need to turn on yourself like a double agent. Fire the parts of you that are comfortable, scared, and small. It starts with the moment you look in the mirror and say, "I'm done with you." Imagine the freedom that comes from shedding your old skin.